Hi guys, this is Abi from Gokche Design. In this video, you're going to learn how to add stars to an image in Adobe Photoshop. Let's start by duplicating your background layer. Next, create a brand new layer and then click on Edit in the top menu and choose Fill. Select black from the drop-down and then click OK. Right-click and convert to Smart Object so we can apply some filters. Click on Filter in the top menu and choose Add Noise from the Noise drop-down. With Gaussian and monochromatic selected, enter an amount of 50% and then click OK. Click on Filter one more time and this time select Gaussian Blur from the Blur drop-down. Enter a radius value of 1.5 pixels and then click OK. From the New Adjustment Layer menu, select Levels. Bring the black and white sliders close to each other depending on how many stars you would like in the sky. Select both the levels and the noise layers, right-click and then convert to Smart Object. Rename this layer to Stars and then duplicate it. Now click on Filter in the top menu and choose Gaussian Blur from the Blur drop-down. This time enter a value of 3 pixels and then click OK. This will help us add a glow to our stars. From the New Adjustment Layer menu, choose Curves. Bring the curves line up dramatically. You should see a glow effect around your stars. Play around with the opacity slider to control the intensity of this effect. Create a new group and move the stars copy, and the curves layer inside it. Rename this group to Stars Group. Change the blend mode of this group to Screen. To prevent the stars from appearing on the bridge, we need to mask out the bridge itself. Since quick selection or select subject won't work here, we're going to use the gradient map. From the New Adjustment Layer menu, choose Gradient Map. Click inside the gradient to open the gradient editor. Select black, white from the Basics drop-down. Now drag the white stop to the left until the whole bridge turns bright white. Now click on the Channels tab and then select the red channel. Click on Load Channel as Selection button and go back to the Layers tab. Turn off the visibility of the gradient map and turn on the visibility of the stars group. Now click on the Add Layer Mask button and use the Control or Command I shortcut to invert the mask. Now you shouldn't see any stars visible on the bridge. I'm going to delete the gradient map layer because we don't need it anymore. From the New Adjustment Layer menu, choose Curves. Click on the Clip button to restrict the changes to just the stars group. Now change the blend mode to Overlay. Bring the curves line up a bit in the highlights area and down a bit in the shadows area. This should improve the contrast of the stars even further. I'm going to get rid of the cluster of stars on the edges because they look little unnatural to me. Hold the Alt or Option key and click on the layer mask of the stars group. With the foreground color set to black, use the brush tool from the toolbar to paint over the edges where you would like to hide the stars. Next, bring in the image of your moon and use the Move tool to adjust, transform, and scale as necessary. Change the blend mode of the moon layer to Lighten. To move the moon behind the bridge, hold the Alt or Option key and drag the layer mask of the stars group to the moon layer. To bring everything together nicely, click on the New Adjustment Layer menu and choose Color Lookup. From the Lookup table drop-down, choose the Edgy Ember preset. Bring the opacity down to around 25%. To increase the overall contrast, bring in one last Curves adjustment layer and bring the curves line up a bit in the highlights area and down a bit in the shadows area. Finally, let's look at the before and after images. Looks good to me. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Until next time.